All right, out of Deadline, this one's coming to us from Dominic Patton. Get your AI off our Stranger Things and K-pop demon hunters. Netflix tells ByteDance in latest Hollywood cease and desist letter. Now, you all know that this is about that C-Dance thing. It's the latest in video gen. But I'm hearing that Grok 5 is on the way, and it's going to blow it away, and we'll do it all over again. We'll have more clips all over the internet saying, wow, can you believe it? Can you believe what they can do? Well, Netflix is going after ByteDance. Netflix says, quote, will not stand by and watch ByteDance treat our valued IP as free, public domain clip art. The streamer told the TikTok owner in a short and stern cease and desist letter over C-Dance 2.0 sent Tuesday night. Netflix wants AI-generated videos of the likes of its Stranger Things, K-pop demon hunters, Squid Game, and Bridgerton shut down and shut down now. With its two-page correspondence and potential legal action to follow, Netflix has linked arms and attorney arsenals with Warner Brothers Discovery, Paramount, and Disney to stop the user-created content that has been bastardizing their top shows, films, and other moneymakers. Now, what you should know here is that Disney has already cut a deal with ChatGPT, OpenAI, aka Sora, to use all their stuff. So you're going to start getting this AI stuff real soon from Sora for Disney. While Amazon, Apple, Sony, and Comcast own Universal have yet to join the party, it is now clear with the Ted Sarandis and Greg Peters-led Netflix in the C&D house, this is serious stuff. How serious? Well, Netflix litigation chief Mindy Lemoine isn't making it as personal as Warner Brothers' Wayne M. Smith did earlier Tuesday with his predecessor and now ByteDance Global General Counsel John Rogovin. Then again, Lemoine does cut to the chase with specific citations. Says current forensic evidence indicates that C-Dance has been used to generate unauthorized derivative works, including but not limited to, and goes on to list these items. They're mad, they're raging, but folks, guess what? That's not all, because they're really going to extremes we've never seen. This out of KTLA. Hollywood startup proposes AI bounty hunters. Boy, can you imagine Dog showing up? Dog is going to be there to track film and TV misuse. A new Hollywood-focused startup is proposing the use of so-called AI bounty hunters to help studios track down potential misuse of film and television content generated by artificial intelligence, according to a report from Deadline. The company called Lightbar is developing a system that would allow internet users to test AI tools and submit examples of content that appears to replicate copyrighted characters or materials without authorization. However, you might think that they're going to battle it out. They're going to duke it out. They're going to stomp this out, right? Right? Wrong. That's not what this is about. They cannot win this. And they can't win this because China and the Chinese companies, ByteDance is an exception because they do want TikTok to be successful in the US. But a ton of these Chinese companies, they don't have to follow copyright law. And there's no way to sue them. And they'll just do this. What Hollywood is really up to right now is something completely different. There's an article on thatparkplace.com. You should go check it out. It says Hollywood signals it will make deals with big tech, AI, rather than fight forever. And in this article, I lay out how what they're really doing is a delay game. They're attempting to slow this down while they work out their exclusivity deals. Netflix is going to partner, in my opinion, with somebody, and they're going to do it fast. Warner Brothers too. Everybody's going to. Disney already has. And where is this going? Licensing. They're going to get paid. They're going to make money. Might be off advertising, but somehow, some way, they're getting royalties. They're getting licensing fees off of the use of these characters. And that is the race that is on right now. That is the arms race that's happening in Hollywood to figure out a way to make this pay out to them. Wiz, they can't win if they try to block it. It's too impressive. It's too great. And it's an avalanche they can't control. They're going to try and get in control right now by partnering up. What say you?
You know, it's crazy. Earlier today, I saw a clip on Twitter X of Transformers Dinobots G1 in live action walking through the streets of New York. And it's like, well, wait a minute. That's what we want to see in the movies. And some kid on a laptop can create it like that. So, and when you think about it that way, it's like people are going to keep using these tools. The cat is out of the bag. And it's everything you said, Pro. These studios are just going to find the best way to get theirs or to get some piece of it, but they're not going to be able to get all of it. You know, C-Dance is just going to keep allowing people to, it's all going to get better, and they're going to keep allowing people to make whatever they want. And we have some serious conversations ahead on what copyright law looks like in an AI world. But the fact that, yes, you can create the most realistic, and it's just getting better by the day, the most realistic Transformers that you always wanted to see in live action. I mean, look at what we're seeing right here now. Think back to when we had the spaghetti video with Will Smith, and everybody said, oh, it's never going to be good enough. It's never going to be good enough. But I'm pretty sure all of us here on this panel, we all said, just wait and see, because it's going to get better, and it's going to get better and better and better. And look at this now. This is nuts. We're seeing Superman clips that people are like, hey, why didn't you make that? I would have paid you to make that. Your Transformers, I would have given you money to make that. SpongeBob, I would have given you money to make that. It is showing the complete collapse and hollowness of Hollywood. And I wish more people were pointing to that as well, because it's like, you could have done it. You had the technology to do this. Why can't you give people what they want? So you know what? So be it. I hope that these studios get burned a little bit along the way, and I hope they don't recoup all of the losses that they're going to accumulate here to some degree, because they're going to get something back, whether like you said, it's either going to be an advertising or licensing to some extent, but I don't think they deserve it anymore. I want to see more people creating and innovating and inspiring others to create new things, and unfortunately, that's what AI is, disruption in the marketplace, and I'm here for that. I'm here for
familiarity is the currency, Wiz. Familiarity is the currency. You're exactly right. Making new stuff is the way to go. And partly because I need people to make new stuff, because I don't know what the heck to do with playing these things, because I don't know what the companies are going to do. Like, can I play an AI-generated clip of Rose, with Titanic and Jack? I don't know. I don't know if that's copyrighted. I have no idea if I can play it or not. I can tell you one thing. We played a clip the other day, and it was copyright claimed. And it's not even, it's AI generated. It's not original. So I don't know what the rules are. Nobody knows what the rules are. But one thing I do know is if you make your own stuff, it's yours, I guess, maybe, unless they say, well, no, if it was made by AI, you don't own it. But then everything's going to be made by AI. So nobody owns anything. And at that point, yes, familiarity is the currency, because those IP brands will still be trademarked. They'll still be owned by the Hollywood studios. And so you could see like Warner Brothers value explode just because they own Batman, Superman, and Looney Tunes. And maybe that's the value. Maybe that's all the value is anymore, because people can make it. I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that we learn, or like the people using these tools learn how to prime the tools or prime the AI, or maybe it's got to learn and get a little bit better. I know that there's the learning angle behind that, but people don't like, look at what you've got here. It
can't get better, Wiz.
You.
It's an orange tabby fighting a Godzilla stand-in. It can't get better than this. This is as good as it gets. We are living in the golden age now. Look at it. The cat has fire breath, Wiz. Just stop. Entertainment has reached the apex. We're done. It's over.
I mean, and there's another one of a video, the cat like fighting a Kirby, or Godzilla fighting Kirby. It's like, it's ridiculous. It's silly. But now imagine
it blew it up, Wiz. It blew it up with its fire breath.
I mean, imagine a kid who has these ideas for a movie that they want to see, and now they've got the tools to snap their fingers and boom, it's made, and it looks incredible, and we're all talking about it days later. Like, that's what we're on the bleeding edge of happening.
Yeah. And I'm all for it. I love it. Let's do it. Let's go for it. There's also, and we talked about this a long time ago, there is another issue that I don't even think studios are considering yet, Derek. That is, we could go back to shows that are over, and they've been over for a long time. Not only could we use AI to make them look totally modern, but we don't have to have them be over anymore. Oh, yeah. And we can do crossovers of things you never thought would be crossed over. You can get Seinfeld meets Friends, and you can have like anything you want. Anything can be done now. The question just has to be, how do they monetize it? And that's what they got to figure out.
Question. Yeah, that's the question. Disney's already opened that door with OpenAI and making that deal. So Disney is saying, and like you said, Netflix is going to do the same thing. All these other companies, they're going to just partner with the AI companies. They're screaming and hollering about it now, but in due time, they will partner with the AI companies so that way they can make money off of this. And, you know, I don't know how it's going to work. I'm sure they're going to charge some sort of a monthly subscription on top of their Disney Plus subscription. Oh, do you want to play around with AI? Oh, that's going to be an additional $5-10 a month or whatever. And then you'll have so many characters that you can use as so many individuals. They will find a way to monetize it so that everybody's going to get their cut. And then the actors are going to step in and says, wait a minute, what about us? Where's our money? You know, they're using our likeness. They're using our image. So the actors, and I'm pretty sure that's all going to get hashed out with these upcoming labor negotiations with SAG-AFTRA. But yeah, I mean, they've been crying about it for 3 years now since the last labor negotiations. But, you know, like Thanos says, run from it, dread it. AI comes just the same. It's not going anywhere. You're going to end up making, we, the audience, are going to end up making our own content and entertaining ourselves because Hollywood has forgotten how to do entertainment. You know, so that's all right. Let's just go ahead and give it to the audience. We'll monetize it. The audience will entertain themselves. We'll charge them for the pleasure. And then there we go. So I think that's how Hollywood is going to have to try to manipulate this AI. But I do believe that ultimately we still want to see movies. We still want to see actors doing their own thing. So all of this stuff is a novelty right now. We're seeing cats fighting Godzillas and everybody's like, yeah, this is awesome. But eventually we're going to say, okay, this was fun. We're used to this now. Can we see some actual entertainment from some actual entertainers who know, you know, who've honed their craft of acting, you know, and all of that, you know, because I ask this question all the time. We saw the Brad Pitt. You guys saw the Brad Pitt.
Oh yeah.
Tom Cruise.
Fight. Yeah.
Why do we care about Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise? We care about them because they're great actors. All right. And they know their jobs and they know how to act. And we have fallen in love with them as actors, as performers. So we're still going to want to see good performers, good actors. I don't know who the next one, maybe Timothée Chalamet, but we're still going to want to see good top-notch actors doing their thing because that's the reason why Brad Pitt's face matters to us. That's why putting him in an AI video is just kind of interesting. Like, wow, look, that's Brad Pitt fighting Tom Cruise. We see that and we get excited about that. We get interested in that. I think that we're still going to want to see actors, people that are very, very good at acting, at the job of acting. And we're going to see, you know, writers. It's the exact same way. I don't think AI is going to usurp the Hollywood system, but we are going to see Hollywood have to compete with AI and compete with, like they're competing with gaming, like they're competing with YouTube, like they're competing with every other entertainment sphere out there. I think Hollywood is going to have to learn how to compete. And by that, I think Hollywood will get better. That's what I'm hoping for anyway.
I'll tell you this, when it comes to competing, why is Netflix furious? Why are they sending out their lawyers? I mean, this is Lawmageddon right now. I mean, the studios are hiring up lawyers and legal teams like you can't believe. Why are they doing it? Because, Lauren, a lot of people didn't like the ending to Stranger Things.
Yep.
And now there's a new ending to Stranger Things, and it's out on Twitter, and you can go watch it. Maybe it shouldn't be allowed. Maybe it should be taken down. We're not going to play it because we're scared to death Netflix will come with hatchets and get us. But Lauren, this is a still image from it, and it's a new ending, and it's better than what the Duffer Brothers made, and somebody made it for like $12, and here it is. Can't play it, but it's way better. And now if you put out a stinker of a movie and nobody likes it, you do another Last Jedi, they'll fix it in 24 hours and say this is what it should have been, and they'll be right, because the market's always right, Lauren.
The market is, yes, but I don't know. I feel like there's a hollowness to trying to correct somebody else's work because I understand if you're doing it for the audience. If you were going to do something like that to address the concerns of an audience that didn't like what was produced, then fine. If you're doing it for yourself, though, and you're the only one that's going to watch it, there's no way to be delighted by what you produced. You can't be surprised because it came out of your own head and you know it's an artifice. So, I think that one of the most interesting things about the application of AI in this kind of a context is that it will teach people who don't have a background in filmmaking how to make films. I see it as an educational opportunity. It teaches you how to block shots, how to do cutting from scene to scene. Over time, you will learn what works narratively, what doesn't work narratively. It can teach you dialogue, pacing, all of those things. This is a unique educational opportunity that I don't think that you could have, and you can produce things much, much quicker. So in that way, this is where I have a disagreement with Lou when we talk about a lot of this stuff. Is Lou is an old industry guy, and he very much believes in the industry folks that are there, and his opinion is that these are professionals and they are credentialed and they know what they're doing.
Well,
and
I believe in the Lauren. I believe in the people who worked with Lou when he was there. I don't believe in the new crop of them. They're DEI hires.
Right, but my point is that I think that there's a tendency when you're in a field and when you're an expert in your field to believe that only the experts can do it. And I think that disparaging the audience and saying none of you out there know how to do it and the stuff that you're making is crap is really short-sighted. These are the kind of tools that can teach somebody how to do those things so that they do become good at it. And so I think that's where a lot of the really interesting possibilities of AI come from. You can cut your teeth and you can do it at a fraction of the cost of what it would cost you before we had these tools available. It's the democratization of this kind of storytelling, and that's where I think the real scary part for Hollywood comes in.
Yeah, you're deflating the cost of any movie, to infinitesimal levels.
And I think part of Lou's point is he keeps saying, and I agree with him, he wants to see people doing original stuff. Yes, I agree. But I think where you cut your teeth is on working with somebody else's stuff that is familiar. You play with those, and then when you've honed your craft, that's when you produce your original material that now you own, that you copyright, that you trademark, that you distribute, that you market, that you profit from. And that's when Hollywood really has to compete.
And then the cream rises to the top. So from all of that group of people that are learning with AI, the cream's always going to rise to the top. The best creators, the best innovators, the best, like the storytellers. That's what it is. We're just talking about telling stories, and the best storytellers are always going to rise to the top above everything. And so you're going to see Hollywood tinker with it. You're going to see, regular people, normal Joes just tinkering around with AI. And then what we as the audience are going to get is better. All right. We're going to get better content. We're going to get better characters. We're going to get better stories at the end of the day. And that's the beauty of all of this.
I think the big problem with Lou's argument, Lauren, is the idea that the professionals should be the ones to do it. Okay, well, we've had that. And for the last 20 years, it has declined in value dramatically to the point where the biggest franchises to ever exist are worth nothing. So
right.
I want to see. I was in New York City, I born and raised there, and there was a time where I was in the film crew and I worked on the sets and I'm in the background of these scenes, and I know the hubris pouring off of these people. They get everything they deserve. AI, they deserve to lose everything. See, that's the other part of this. It's oh no, the artists are going to lose their job, and that does hurt the small artist, the struggling, starving actor. The starving artist, right? That's a big point. But I can't wait to see these big corporate fat cats lose it all to a kid on a laptop. I'm ready for that. I want nothing but disruption and for people to tell new stories. To even put forward the idea of something, hey guys, I wrote this script, I want to get it made. All right, well, the unions have locked everything down here. So all your friends who are signed in on unions can't be a part of this unless you're going to pay $300,000 plus. And if that don't work, well, you could just go and get money from somewhere else and sell your soul to the highest bidder to get the money to fund your project so you can get all these union people. They deserve everything they get.
And there's a kid somewhere in West Virginia, Wiz. There's a genius in West Virginia somewhere. There's a genius in Idaho somewhere. There's a genius in New Mexico somewhere. And I want his story told, and I want it to have everything that they've got, and I want to bypass the gatekeeping system. I love Lou. He'll have answers on the Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you. But I'm here to tell you, I want the superstars who are never going to be found under the current system. I want them out there making great stuff, and let it rise. Let it rise. I'll be surprised.
Hey there,
great stuff
I'm
again.
Wilton. I've taken on a new role at the sunny Florida travel agency. If you use my travel agency, I promise with my little troll heart that you and me can hang out at the Fountain of Nations at Epcot at Walt Disney World. I can also hook you up on a good deal for water at the parks too. Send me your Walmart gift card codes now. Hey, Floral. What are you doing here? I'm trying to do an advert.
Couple things. This is quite literally a scam that you're trying to run on WDW Pro's channel.
What?
Folks, look. This is a green screen, and Wilton stole a B-roll from Pro.
Wait, are
Wilton
you
lives
for
in
real
Canada
right now?
and doesn't even have a passport.
Have I ever scammed anyone that you know of before?
Yep.
There's not a fountain of nations anymore. Details are for the weak, Jose. Besides, I've got a bunch of pros audience that still think that Lauren has hair. Oh, we got this.